Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Here at Mad About Skin, we're passionate about helping you to get the most out of your skincare. So if you haven't already, now's a fantastic time to click that link below, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and you won't miss out on any of our amazing future content. Now, in today's video, we are tackling a subject which you guys have begged and begged and begged for me to do a routine or a solutions video on, and I finally got around to filming it, sitting down, filming it, and talking about it. And that is keratosis pilaris, also known as KP, or if you're being really unkind, chicken skin. Basically, that's those red, whitish bumps that we get on the top of our arms, on the front of our thighs, on the derriere, a number of places you can get them, and which, let's be honest, just damage your self-confidence, damage your self-esteem. I've suffered with this for years, ever since I was sort of a teenager, maybe a little bit before, but I first became aware of it and became embarrassed by it in sort of my early teen years, and it just, nothing I did ever seemed to get rid of it, and that's because I was doing everything that I shouldn't be doing and possibly making it 100 times worse. Now, cut to me at sort of 12 or 13, I would have never have dared worn this t-shirt. My KP is particularly bad at the tops of my arms here. I do get it slightly on the tops of my thighs, but not as bad. It's mainly the backs of my arms here, and I used to hate it. I used to be embarrassed to go out. I'd wear much longer. If you used to wear a full-length shirt or much longer sleeves than this, and it does. I know how damaging it can be to your self-confidence, and also how impossible it is to shift. Had I have known what I'm going to tell you now in this video 10 years ago, my teen self would have been so much more confident, so much more beach ready, and to be honest, I would kill for the body I had back then now, but I hid it and shied away from ever exposing my arms or anything because of this. So I'm going to teach you and show you some of the best ways to tackle it, some of the fantastic products that you need in your repertoire to be able to deal with it, and hopefully the results that you can see. Get your self-confidence back, get out there and enjoy summer. Don't be afraid and hiding under mountains of clothes like I did, because it is embarrassing, but do you know what? There's a solution for it. So, what is it? What is KP? What brings it about? Well, it's just over-proliferation, so too much, the overproduction of keratin, which happens around hair follicles, causing them to appear clogged or lumpy, bumpy, which gives you that texture. They can then get a little bit inflamed, and that's when they turn slightly red and even more bobbly, and it's just like a vicious cycle. What we tend to want to do is to scratch, to itch, to be overly abrasive with the area. It's like if you've got acne, the first thing to do is scrub, 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 and that's actually the worst thing you can do. But we have some solutions, and the right things you can do to help get rid of it. Like I say, it's that overproliferation of keratin which then coats the hair follicle and gives it that bumpy, sort of like mountainous look to it. So there is a misconception that this is caused by dry skin. It's because keratin is, well, it's dead. It sits on the top of your skin, it's dead, it's not living tissue, and so it appears quite dry and quite flaky. So people often associate it with dry skin, as a condition with dry skin, and just heap on the moisturizer hoping that that's going to solve the problem. It won't. So this is something that can be caused by a number of issues. The excess proliferation, too much keratin being produced, can be environmental, so it can be dependent on the weather, changing weather patterns. It can be hormonal, particularly if you're pregnant or going through the menopause or puberty. Those are kind of key stages in hormone development where it can flare up and appear worse. It can also just be down to your age and your profile and loads of other things. It has nothing to do with dry skin, and it has nothing to do with cleanliness. So a lot of people say, is it because I'm not washing the area properly? Is it because I sweat too much in that area? Absolutely not. There are no studies which show it is made worse by sweat, by not washing sufficiently in that area. So get that out of your mind. It's keratin which makes up the majority of our hair fibres and our nails. It's just an overproliferation of that around a hair follicle. So let's get out, dispel any myth that it's lack of cleanliness or anything like that that causes it. It's a number of factors, but cleanliness is not one of them. Now, unfortunately, you use the wrong products, this can make the situation a whole lot worse. It can aggravate it, it can make it appear more red, it can actually create more keratin, so you could end up in a vicious cycle of making the situation worse. Obviously, shaving over the area can irritate it, can create those micro tears, and can inflame it. So I always say to try and avoid shaving the area if you can. It's fine tops of arms, it's not something that bothers me, but particularly if you've got it on the legs, because your women might struggle with that. But if you can keep shaving on the area to a minimum, minimum, that will just help to keep the inflammation down and to help all these products work slightly better to cure it quicker. Realistically, if you follow the routine that I'm going to give you now, you should see, well, I certainly saw about a 50 to 60% reduction in the appearance of it over about a 4-month period. That might seem a long time, but if you think how long you've lived with this, actually, that's quite fast. So when I say cure it fast, 4 months is a realistic amount of time. You will start seeing results from like day 2 or 3. You don't have to wait the full 4 months, and at 4 months, bang, gone. But over time, it will see. But it takes about 4 months to get the full effects, and that will be about a 50 to 60% reduction, which I think, if you consider how much impacts your self-esteem, actually that's a huge improvement, and I think something we could all get on board with. So there are literally 2 things you need to do. The skin on your body is very different to the skin on your face. So if you are acneic in the face like myself, oily, acneic, you can still use more occlusive, thicker and different products on the body, particularly in areas where you're not susceptible to acne, such as the backs of the arms, the thighs. You can use different products to what you normally would use on your face. So don't be scared at maybe going for a heavier duty moisturizer, which you wouldn't dare put on your face, but for this would actually work much better. So there's 2 steps you need to do, and all of these work best on moist skin. Straight out of the shower will be absolutely perfect. So I kind of think of this as part of your shower routine rather than your fully dry, sit down, do my skincare and my makeup routine, if that makes sense. The first step is exfoliation. This might seem a little bit like a no-brainer. People might think, actually, yeah, it's quite obvious, but are we using the right exfoliants? So I used to use scrubs, and I scrubbed. And I scrubbed a bit more. All of that is creating micro tears, it's creating inflammation. You probably, because you hate the area, and I had a real hatred towards this part of my skin, you end up scrubbing through kind of like an aggression. You scrub, which is going to put too much pressure on the area and actually make the situation worse. What you need is a really good chemical exfoliant. Now, I would fully recommend you start with a salicylic acid. So look for a salicylic acid at around a 2% concentration. You can buy one from the Embryolisse, which is a fantastic option. It's called the BHA toner, but that's fantastic. It works really well. And what the salicylic acid will do, will not only break up some of that keratin to allow it to be released and slothed off, especially while you're in the shower next, but also it'll go into those pores and those follicles and just give it a really deep clean, which is what you need, because you want those pores to be open, the follicles to be open and not clogged, because it's the clogging that creates the redness, the mountain-like mounds, and if you unclog it, that's when you're going to see the biggest results. If you are particularly dry in the area, and I do know a lot of people that have particular dryness on the back of their arms, salicylic acid can be quite drying. It also removes a lot of the oils from the skin, and so you can end up with quite a dry area. So if that is you and you're worried about dryness, then use a lactic acid. I think lactic acid is a fantastic option. It will take slightly longer to work, but actually I think the skincare is a long haul game, so I won't worry too much about that. And the lactic acid will just be, it's hydrating as well as exfoliating, so it's going to take away over time that build-up of keratin, but it's also going to moisturize the area so it doesn't feel rough, abrasive and dry. There's loads of lactic acids out there. My favourite is the Ordinary. They do it in a 5% or a 10%. On the face, I usually say use a 5%, be more gentle. But because I think the body can take a more robust exfoliation, I'd go for the 10%. You'll get quicker results and you shouldn't see too many side effects. So go for that 10% and apply it. Apply it once a day. I would say preferably in the evening. If you shower, if you shower in the evening, apply it in the evening. If you shower in the morning, apply it when you get out of the shower in the morning. However, if you can shower in the evening and do it as part of your evening routine, I think it's better, because overnight is the time when the skin repairs and regenerates, and so it's the best time to really for the exfoliant to get in and do its work. Make sure when you're applying your exfoliant you are doing it on dry skin. I know you're fresh out of the shower, so the skin might still be a little bit damp, that's fine, but we're not talking dripping. Make sure that you towel dry the area before you put it on, because quite a few exfoliants can become weaker or denatured with the application of water, so just bear that in mind. Make sure you're towel dried and not sopping wet when you come out of the shower. You've got your exfoliator down, use it every single day. This will, over time, give you the best possible results. And once you've done that, you then need to cap it with a moisturizer. And none of these face moisturizers, none of these light, gel-like, the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel, load of Voltage, won't work for this. Beautiful on the face, won't work for this. You need a thick, moisturizer. The things that you should be looking for in your moisturizer as ingredients are urea, which is like the #1 moisturizing agent. I absolutely love it. You can apply lanolin to the area, you can get paraffin wax, things like this will just help to lock in that moisture and provide that super hydration that you need. It's up to you which brands that you want to go for. I think Cerave do a fantastic moisture. Their standard moisturizing cream is really good, super moisturizing, and will just make sure that you're not getting any dryness from the exfoliation, but also it's keeping the skin soft and supple, which will mean future exfoliations work better, but also the skin doesn't feel as dry or as bumpy, and they'll just smooth the appearance of the skin. Like I say, the Cerave moisturizing lotion is really good. Any drugstore moisturizer will be absolutely fine, but look for urea, lanolin, paraffin, things like that. Ingredients like that are super moisturizing. Hyaluronic acid moisturizer ain't gonna cut it. You need something more thick and occlusive than that. The Embryolisse creme concentrate, that is perfect for this. I did a whole review on that product, which I will link up there. That'd be a perfect option for this. It's super thick, super occlusive, and just lock that moisture in, which is what we need. Now, for the lazy amongst us, or people that actually don't want to go through a 2-step routine on their arms or their legs, maybe they're in a rush, you might have kids, you've got a number of reasons why you can't spend a lot of time on this. You could cheat, and my top cheat would be to get the Cerave SA smoothing lotion or cream. I think the cream for this would be better, but if you want something more lightweight that absorbs quicker, the lotion would be an option. This has salicylic acid in there. It's also got the urea in there, so it's kind of like an exfoliating moisturizer, so you don't need 2 steps. You just lather that on and you are good to go. I actually quite like that product. You need to bear in mind that Cerave isn't cruelty free, so if that's something that you do care a lot about when you're making your purchasing decisions, you might want to go for a 2-step, choose 2 individual products that are cruelty free. But if that isn't something that concerns you, you're absolutely fine. Use the Cerave and it will give you that 2-in-1, so you'll get fantastic results and you won't have to have 2 steps in your skincare routine. If you are feeling super bougie and you kind of just, you don't want to choose, you don't want to think, you just want to get this sorted, then I've got a fantastic recommendation, which is the Dermadoctor KP Duty Kit. I love this product. I bought this quite recently and I used it all up. And this is basically a dermatologically tested, formulated and designed product which comes with 2. It comes with a moisture exfoliator and a moisturizer. You don't need to think, you just slather it on and you are good to go. It's $63 in the US. In the UK, it's £45. So a little bit on the pricier side, but do you know what? If you want to take the thought out of this and you just want to have a ready-made product that you know is going to work, this is a really good option for you and I will fully recommend it. If you're looking for a cruelty-free moisturiser to go with it and the Cerave is not floating your boat, then you could go with the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Balm, which is a really Ultra Repair Cream, which is a fantastic heavy-duty moisturiser, which would be perfect for this. Overall, these 2 steps will solve the problem by about 60% in 4 months. Those are really good results, and I hope that you'll listen to this and kind of apply it, because people just live with this. And why should you live with something that damages your self-confidence? Tackle it head on. Very cheap, very affordable products can give you fantastic results and you don't need to live with it. You can enjoy your summer, you can get your skin the way you want your skin to be. I did, and I've got my arms out. For the first time, I feel confident, I can get my arms out. Yeah, they're not perfect, still have a little bit of the old chicken skin going on, but who cares? Because I feel more confident, and that at the end of the day is all that matters. Let me know, I'd love to know your journey with KP, with chicken skin, whatever you want to call it. Leave me a comment below. How has your body reacted to it? Have you had it? Have you found anything works really well? Do you have any recommendations? Leave me a comment below and let's just empower people. I think a lot of people are quite dismissive of people that say my skin gets me down or I lose self-confidence and that it's just skin. Actually, if you've ever lived with something, you know how damaging it can be to your self-confidence. And so let's empower people and say, what's your journey been? Let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have, give it a big thumbs up because this really helps the channel and I'd love to know your recommendations. Wherever in the world you are, guys, I hope you're staying safe, staying well, and I'd love to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.